This episode of Kind of Funny Gamescast is brought to you by Movement Watches. Movement Watches was founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. It's a good belief. Movement Watches started just $95 at a department store. You're looking at $400 to $500. They figured out that by selling online, they're able to cut out the middleman and the retail markup, providing the best possible price. We're talking classic design, quality construction, styled minimalism. Greg Miller looks awesome in his red and black watch, and you too can look sexy with a whole bunch of different color combos. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movementwatches.com/kinda. That's MVMTwatches.com/kinda. Join the movement. Best catch line ever, like always. Topic 3. I want to talk about them Nindies. If you don't know what Nindies are, Carl, the Nintendo Indies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Clever playing words.
Hey, honestly, I want to give a shout out to that showcase.
Yeah.
So first off, they're calling them showcases, not directs. I'm interested to see if they're getting rid of direct overall as a brand.
Yeah.
And if they are just kind of focusing to presentation or showcase and like one-off stuff. I'm so happy because this was what I wanted the presentation to be in terms of it's just a dude dropping trailers, making announcements, hella games.
Yep.
They're coming. Here's a whole rollout of these are 60 plus games coming out in 2017. And this dude, Damon Baker, the head of partner management and licensing at Nintendo, seems to be a really good dude, seems to give a fuck. Reminds me a lot of the Gio Corsi, Adam Boyes type.
He needs hockey jerseys.
Dude, he does. But I like how out there he is and how many interviews he's doing and dropping little things here and there. And it seems like he really does care about being a face for this, but not so much as like a popularity thing, but more of like no, it's important to know that Nintendo cares about this stuff and is going to address them correctly. I loved it. I thought that they showed so many games that I'm interested in actually playing. What I wanted to do was read a quote from him from an interview he had that kind of answers a lot of questions, and then go through the 17 games that they showed at the conference and kind of talk about, or not conference, the showcase, and talk about where they've been before and what they're doing differently on Switch. He says, what we got here is we've identified a bunch of those developers that we think taps into what resonates really well with the Nintendo audience in particular and showcasing why that content fits so well on Nintendo Switch specifically. The way we're looking at Switch is this is a complementary platform. If it's on Steam, then there's no reason why it shouldn't be on the Nintendo Switch as well. If you want to take that experience on the go, if you want to have a baked-in multiplayer experience, this is the system to do it. It's got those points of differentiation, but we're not trying to go head-to-head against any of the other platforms. We just think that if the content makes sense to be on our platform, then it should be on our platform. We haven't opened the floodgates yet. We're just really taking an approach with the launch window to make sure that the content really resonates with fans. We're not saying no to content that only uses the touchscreen or doesn't use the Joy-Con in a unique way, but at the same time, we're trying to encourage those developers to have a conversation with them and say, look, fans are probably expecting these types of fun features and functionality in the game, so maybe they should consider them and take a look into what it would take to implement that technology into the game if it makes sense for that type of experience. In another interview, he talked about how there's going to be weekly releases on the eShop, and we were trying to figure out if there's an actual every Tuesday or whatever. Yeah. We don't know that, but somebody, if you do know, tweet at me, let me know. But that's exciting to me, especially when there is 60 games and we know that they're this year, and some of them already started coming out. So before we even get into the games, what's the gut check on that?
Awesome. I've been talking to people about it. I went to the Nindies event. And actually, Kevin, how easy is it if I turned over my Nindies footage to you? You want to play it on the little thing for the 3 games I thought were awesome? Is that possible?
Yep.
All right, cool. It's on my desk. It's the hard drive we capture everything on.
Okay.
Right, because it's the hard drive off the thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Wait, do you want audio?
No, we don't need audio. Don't
Excellent,
worry about it. Just put on the TV down there. It'll be perfect. Great. It's great. I mean, like I went, it was weird because I was going downtown, I think, to the Nindies event, which I don't get me wrong, it's cute, but I hate saying it, Nindies. I'm not a fan of saying it, Colin.
It's dumb.
Going down there, it was all happening. So I was watching on the Twitter, the announcements or stuff, and it was like, Overcooked, great. And then it was like, it's all happening. So I'm like, fuck, like what's going on really? And to get there and go into the event and see all these different games there running and walk around and be like, man, that looks awesome. This looks cool. That looks great. I can see myself playing that. I was like, this is nice. And it's honestly, it's fun because what they've done is I really feel like strapped a bomb to their chest where they're like, we can't fail like the Vita failed. The Vita gets lauded, right, because people are still supporting it, indies, what your Japanese third parties, stuff like that or whatever. However, they can't do what Sony did to fucking crush the Vita, which is pull first party support. This is the Nintendo console. So, okay, you're getting your Nintendo games on it for the next 5-6 years, whatever it's going to be. And now on top of that, if they keep dedicated to this, you're going to have all this indie blood there that keeps it going and keeps people playing and keeps our types involved. Obviously not mainstream Joe Gamers going to necessarily jump in to play Timbleweed or whatever it is, Tumbleweed. But people who have the Switch, want to play with it and want to do more with it, it'll be there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I think it's about expectations of what people think the hardware is going to sell. I think it's somewhat clear that Switch is not going to sell these extraordinary numbers. So the idea is like, if your expectation is that you're going to have an ecosystem of ultimately 15 million units or whatever, 20 million units, and people can make money on that, well, the proof's already in the pudding with Vita. And so for the indies, and I do think that there's a compelling reason to own a Switch. I bought one. For the 2 or 3 first party games a year that you might get, that might be interesting to you. So I think it's good to have a groundswell of this kind of support. I mean, this isn't necessarily new for Nintendo. WiiWare was actually a pretty interesting. Our friend Dan Edelman helped craft WiiWare, and there was some interesting stuff going on there as well. So it's not like Nintendo hasn't been playing in the space for a long time, but this is the kind they're going to, because they don't have third party support of really any consequence at all. They're going to need to rely on smaller developers to be able to make money. But I've also heard that there's a lot of independent developers that are not happy with Nintendo at all. And have that on fairly good authority.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So there's a certain, what it basically seems to be like a club where certain people are allowed in and everyone else is not allowed in.
Yeah.
And
certain people allowed in. I'm happy with it.
And so I know of and heard stories from different independent, different independent developers that are super infuriated with Nintendo.
I heard it was wonky contracts, right?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, we shouldn't go that deep into it, but I heard it was wonky contracts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear based on what he was saying in that quote and the 17 games that they actually showed in the showcase versus the rest of them they just put on the little logo screen. Where those 17 games, they all include some type of here's the Switch news about it. Like, it has HD Rumble, or it has new multiplayer, or it's going to be exclusive to the Switch. So I think that, a lot of those contracts and stuff might not have been able to get those things, and they probably didn't want to be in or they wanted to be in the showcase, and there's so much shit that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, from Nintendo's point of view, it makes sense what they're doing, and the fact of the matter is there really isn't going to be a reason to own a Switch after Zelda until probably Mario, and unless you're a Splatoon fan. But obviously, Splatoon didn't push millions and millions of Wii U's, so I don't expect it's going to do it to the Switch. So if you want to have a Switch, or you bought one for Zelda and you're waiting for Mario like I am, after that, then you're going to have some games to play, and I think that's great. And some of them are old, and some of them are new, and some of them are going to be concurrently released, which I think is great. I think Nintendo's doing the best it can do. I just think it also shows an inherent weakness because instead of having your big AAA games like Sony or Microsoft would have their Halo or their Horizon or whatever, and then be surrounded by third-party games of great consequence, and then those will be surrounded by a great independent scene, and then a bunch of trash as well. Nintendo just has their first few party games, no third-party support, and then the indies. And I think that not having that buffer is really going to injure them. And I think this is the best thing they can possibly do to prove that there'll be something to play on the console. But again, you're not buying a Switch for SteamWorld Dig 2 or whatever, or whatever the fuck it's called. So it's an interesting game, but so this is. I really feel like this isn't going to sell units, but for people that are buying, and they're going to certainly feel
make them happy,
like they have something to do. Mm-hmm. And I do think that a lot of these games will lend themselves to portability as well. Yeah. So I think that that's a positive thing.
I think their third pillar is Virtual Console whenever it does eventually come out.
They finally announce it. No, it's going to be interesting to see what this does and what the feedback on Switch is in a few months right now. Because I think right now it is positive. I love mine, you know what I mean? And I love Zelda, obviously. But it is a machine I want to play on the go as my handheld. So when I went here and I played these different games, and do you have the list of the names? Because I can never remember all the clear names.
Yes, I do.
This is what? The giant, beautiful explosions or whatever the hell it is.
Graceful explosion machine.
Graceful explosion machine. You can skip around here, Kev. Obviously it's a shmup, but they're calling it more of an action-y thing. They stayed away from shmup, but it's like, it is like a pixel shooter or whatever, but getting in there and playing this and having these different weapons and only certain weapons work on different enemies, I'm like, I can see me playing this for sure. I can totally see me having this in my bag. And again, when I'm at an airport and I have beaten Zelda and I don't want to play any more Mario Kart, this will be one of the games I jump into and stuff. And similarly, you had it up earlier, Kevin.
So this is timed exclusive.
Okay.
Coming in April.
Sure, coming in April. If you can jump over at Mr. Shifty. Like, Mr. Shifty was the fucking game, man. Like, I walked over, I'm like, oh, I hadn't seen the presentation. So I was like, oh, it's Hotline Miami. And then I watched it, I'm like, oh, it's Hotline Miami if you're Nightcrawler. And so, like, there was a person in front of me who was playing it like Hotline Miami a bit and getting killed. And they passed me the controller. And it was just jump in there, fucking punch the hell out of all these different people, jump back through the wall, do all these different things. Kev, can you jump ahead to some more action rather than exposition here? But you go in there and you can take weapons with you. And like there's one where you jump in, you get a trident, you warp through the wall, you throw it through 3 guys at once and impale them all on the wall. Like, that's for sure. Like, this, I mean, I loved Hotline Miami 2. I thought the environments were too big. This is a nice spin on that exact thing, right? Because it was the same thing. If I'd walk in, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna shoot. Oh, that was a glass window. They shot me through the window. I didn't realize that was a possibility. And it's you feel more powerful in here of like Nightcrawler, of jumping through, punching the hell out of these different people, doing all these different things. And that's for sure when I want to play. And I was like, what other platforms is it coming on? And they're like, PC. I'm like, oh, well, thank you very much. At least it's coming on something. I'll have something with a controller or something to play. Yeah, so it's
top-down action game, makes good use of the Joy-Cons HD Rumble, and it's going to launch as a Switch timed exclusive in April.
Yeah, again, that'll still be when I'm carrying my Switch around. Hopefully, if it's before card, it'll be when I'm like, I want to play something other than Zelda. What can I do on this? And I thought this was a great one.
And what was the last one you played?
I can never get it right. Tumbleweed, Tumbleseed. Yeah, this one I watched from afar before I went over to it, and I was like, ugh, here comes this piece of shit. Because it looks like, if you're not watching at home right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a line across the screen. You're a seed in the middle of it, and then the line goes up and down as you crawl this mountain. It looks like you're basically, imagine if you were tilting the Switch or Joy-Cons back and forth to do it like as a motion game. Like, no fucking way. And then I went over there, no, and they're like, no, it's not motions. It uses the sticks. It is about, push your right stick up, bring your left one down, do all these different things to move up. And what you're doing is, again, if you can't see it, you're going up this mountain. You need to roll your seed, your character, back and forth across it, but dodge enemies and dodge holes in the ground. And as you go, like, you can change what kind of seed you are. So you can go, as you go, you plant crystals, and for every 4 you do, you get a crystal, or maybe you get a crystal instantaneously. I forget now. And you can spend that to upgrade your things, to do this, to make more thorns, to do these different things. There are no checkpoints. You have a checkpoint seed, so as you go, plant the checkpoint seed, but it costs it costs
like
gems or crystals to do it. So it's this balancing act of, first off, balancing as you go up, but also like, what is the appropriate thing to use here? It's one of those games that I played and I was like, oh man, this is cool. Strikes me as, for Greg Miller, maybe a bit too frustrating. I can see me getting really mad at this game really quickly. But again, it was like, I like the idea. That's cool.
Do you know if this is exclusive or
I forget now. It's been a while. Not on there.
Yeah, I don't have any notes on that.
I can look it up for you.
I don't think they're out there.
Oh, I'll find it.
Okay, fine.
Greg Miller, don't worry.
You might be right. Cool. So the other ones, and these were all games that were playable there, right?
Well, I mean, it depends on
the 17.
You go through and I'll tell you if I saw it there or not.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Started off with SteamWorld Dig 2.
That was there.
Franchise started on 3DS, then pretty much went everywhere. You were big into SteamWorld Dig, right?
Yeah, great. I love SteamWorld Dig. It's a great game. If it's not for everyone, I mean, there's a lot of games like that. If you're into just wasting your time, basically, I mean, that's what the game is. And I don't mean that as a pejorative way, but it's just like dig, grab as many things as you can, go sell it, buy new equipment, dig. But I mean, if you're into that kind of cycle, I that speaks to me every once in a while. So I got lost with that game on Vita. I never played they have a full-fledged sequel. I guess it's the SteamWorld
Heist
or something like that. Yeah, I didn't play it. That was supposed to be really good as well, but I liked the first one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tumbleseed Spring on Switch, also slated for at some point Mac, PC, and PS4.
Gotcha. Ukulele. It's coming out April 11th on all the platforms except for the Switch. Still no date on it. It could be April 11th, but that's looking a little unlikely. At this point, the Wii U version was canceled for the Switch version to be made.
What are your feelings on ukulele?
Ukulele, I mean, I've said this before. I'm not a banjo guy, so I'm very happy that we're getting another N64 styled retro game. And this is the first of hopefully a couple others. I do hope that this means we get a Mario 64 style spiritual successor from some random people that are just inspired by it. I'm excited to give it a shot, but honestly, I'm not expecting too much from it. Yeah. But I will be playing it on the Switch. These are the type of games that I'm like, cool,
that fits for an
available
platform.
everywhere. I want to play it on this. Sure. Shovel Knight. Stoked that I'm going to play the new campaign on the Switch. I love that the cross save, cross play is just built into it. you
Yeah.
know, for
Yeah.
these type of games. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Nick did a ukulele Let's Play for us. Not up yet. We did a whole bunch of Let's Plays during GDC week, and it was one of the ones where he went and played it and then showed it to me. And it starts off where I was like, meh. And then when he got into later levels, like, oh, okay, no, this looks like it'd be fun. This seems like it'd be cool. I don't know how much I'll invest in it or what if I'm really going to get caught up in that game because I'm not craving a rare-like game in that vein.
I'm interested to see the reviews it gets.
Yeah.
I think that will kind of shift me towards being like, all right, I'm really going to give this a shot, or I'll play for a little bit, because that is the type of game that I know what the first couple hours are going to play like. I don't know what the later couple hours are going to be. So if it's worth the investment, then I will invest. Otherwise, I'm happy it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't support the Kickstarter. You know, if it was something more up my vein, I would have.
Yeah.
You know,
If there would have been a Crash Kickstarter, you'd be all
exactly.
over it. Yeah.
Right. Overcooked Special Edition.
Fuck yeah.
All the DLC plus more. Right at home on this system, especially with the multiplayer and all that.
Yeah, that's
So
the interesting
very
part
cool.
of being able to play it on the go wherever you are.
Yeah, I mean, so I keep talking about like similar things, but for me, the Switch, I'm stoked about it for its retro style platformer games, and then also like the Shovel Knights and ukuleles and things like that, but then also just the multiplayer, local multiplayer. So while we have our Mario Karts and games like that, and Smash Bros inevitably, and you know the Nintendo core multiplayer games, it's awesome that we're getting things like Jackbox Party Pack and Overcooked and whatever. So we can at PAX have a thing where we all bring our Switches and play multiplayer games. It's like me and Kevin had a fun moment last week where we were waiting for you guys to come do something, and he was like, "Oh man, we should play some Snipper Clips." And he was like, "Oh, we can go set it up in there." I'm like, "We don't need to set it up in there.
Right.
We can just pop these things off at my desk and play." Like, it's pretty cool.
That was
We
the
didn't
fun
actually
moment?
do it.
Oh, you didn't actually. Oh, the fun moment was thinking you could have fun together. I appreciate that. I like that a lot.
Fuck that, I got things to do. Escapist 2. It's coming everywhere on to all consoles or whatever. But you guys did a Escapist Let's Play of Escapist 1.
It feels like years ago. Yeah,
I think it was.
I do, and IGN, and I think I did one for Escapist even, and then I think we might have done one here. I don't remember if it actually happened or if Colin played it or what.
It
when
did.
It came to Xbox.
Nick was in it.
Nick was.
I
think it was Colin and Nick then. That was always a game I saw. I'm like, all right, that like, Escapist Walking Dead. I'm like, all right, that sounds like something I do, but I don't know. Do you remember playing Escapist, the Escape from Prison
I
one?
remember what it looks like, but I don't know that I played.
Yeah.
Next up is Goner. It's a procedurally generated score-based platformer with roguelike elements, launching first on Switch with exclusive content later this year.
I didn't see that one. I don't know that one.
Then Dandara. Don't know how to pronounce that. It's a platformer launching with exclusive features and functionality, including HD Rumble support. It features a gravity bent world. It's essentially Metroid Galaxy. So it's like a Metroidvania game, but you can fuck with the gravity and like go on walls and shit, which is cool because then it's like that is a genre that I feel like really could benefit from that type of change up. You know, We'll see.
I'm trying to find anything about Dandara. I'm not familiar with this one.
Kingdom 2 Crowns. It's a cool pixel art game. The pixel art looks like Panda Musk style.
Oh, I like
pixel
Panda
art,
Musk.
like the Game Over Grady show theme song and stuff like that. It's a new iteration of Kingdom New Lands on Steam. Kingdom 2 Crowns will launch with a new co-op mode on the Switch.
So yeah, steal this Vita game. Just take all these PC games I never fucking played and bring them over here.
Runner 3. It's the latest bit trip runner exclusive to Switch.
Okay.
Which is a big deal in that scene.
Well, those games are so good. They're so much fun. I was recently I was fucking around with the collection or whatever. Whatever thing they call it, Bit Trip Collection is what they called it. Probably not something like that on a Vita on a flight. And I was like, yeah, these are good.
Blaster Master Zero. It's already out.
Yeah.
You can get it now. It's the first Blaster Master since the Wii one in 2010. Exclusive to Switch and 3DS. It's
Inti-creates.
NES throwback style, like Mega Man 9 style, where it's like it actually looks like an NES game.
Are you gonna play that one?
Two-player
Have you played it
mode
yet?
already out.
No, I have a code, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't played it either. I downloaded it.
I haven't downloaded it yet.
I love Blaster
Zelda.
Master from the NES.
Yeah.
but-
That reminds me when you brought up the WiiWare. That was interesting because there was some really great games and interesting games and big games for what that was, like Wario, Smooth Move, no, what
World
was
of
it?
Goo and stuff like that. Yeah, but
There was a Wario platform game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, Wii was pretty experimental, but it also it never committed, you know. And then on Wii U was even less, and 3DS, like there was definitely games like Steam World Dig and stuff like that would pop through. But to me, this is them like committing to it, and I like that they know that they're playing catch up to something like the Vita, and it's good that this gives me confidence, unlike their AAA calendar, where I'm like, cool. Going forward, they're gonna get the cool games on Vita when they come out, in addition to these. Flipping Death Is
Oh,
the
this
next
one I saw. The line, I never got into the line, but I watched. It looks cool, and the folks I was talking about it there liked it. Give it the pitch.
It's a half puzzle, half adventure game. It's cool animated art style. It kind of looks like the Leica movies, like Box Trolls and Kubo and Two Strings and that type of stuff. Very like funny Tim Schafer-esque writing. And I didn't play it, obviously I wasn't there, but I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, it looks cool. Not my type of game.
Sure. Yeah, that was my take on it too. I'm like, I'm glad people are enjoying this. I'm hearing good buzz around this event from it, but I don't know.
Shakedown Hawaii, it's the dudes that made Retro City Rampage. It's like the 16-bit spiritual successor.
Yeah.
It will hit Switch first in April. Pocket Rumble. Did you get to play that?
I watched it. This fighting game, it looked cool. It looked really, really cool.
Super simple 2-button fighting game. Kind of similar to like if Dive Kick had a baby with like Neo Geo Pocket games.
Yeah.
It's less simplified than Dive Kick, and it's not as like over the top corny parody.
Yeah.
It's more actual. It is a fighting game, but it looks really cool. I'm excited for that one. Console exclusive on Switch, coming out in March. So
all this stuff's super
any
cool,
day now.
or super cool and super close, I should say. I was actually saying super close. Most of it looks super cool. But the fact that, it is also close is what's exciting, right? Because it was that concern of like, well, what's going to happen? And like now it's all right. So many of these are coming out between March and April. It's like, what are we going to get in May? Just get it to E3. Like, what are they going to say at E3?
Oh, yeah.
Is May going to be virtual console to get that up and running, get them people excited?
Yeah. We still have ARMS coming at some point.
ARMS.
In spring.
ARMS.
So you imagine that's
You like that? That's the
Probably
pirate
pushed to
version. That's
May.
the pirate DLC. Yarms. You can have that, Nintendo. Don't worry.
There's the next one, the most important one on the list, Wargroove. It's Advance Wars.
Oh!
Yeah.
I've heard you
Oh,
talking about the
man.
game that is Advance Wars, but I didn't know what it was. Wargroove.
There's local and online multiplayer turn-based strategy. It's coming to the Switch later this year. Supports 1 to 4 players. So far, it's also coming to PC, Switch, and Xbox One. The directors being kind of cagey about PS4. It sounds like there's some back-end deals that are in question, but they want it to be there. It literally is the spiritual successor
awesome.
to Advance Wars.
I love
And
Advance Wars.
It's cool. It's interesting that because it mixes Advance Wars with the aesthetic of Fire Emblem. Like it is a bit more fantasy-esque than I feel like they should be going just based on the trailer.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool, and Advance Wars is fucking the dopeness.
So what did you take away from all this?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's Stardew Valley, first to get multiplayer.
All right, Joey Noel, we get it. You're obsessed with Stardew
But
Valley.
here's the thing with Stardew Valley is never played, but everyone around me that's not one of us that just talk about video games all day is obsessed with this game.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on a flight where I haven't seen someone playing it on a laptop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
People are just all about this.
That was the big backbreaker for Stardew Valley. It came to PS4 that first night. Colin was there. He interrupted me actually when I was playing it, but I sat down to play it or whatever, and then got distracted. And then big games started to come, and it's like, well, eventually it'll come to Vita. They say maybe.
Well, it sounds like it is.
Sort
It
of.
sounds
Yeah,
like
and
it
then
is now.
I
Yeah.
know, but now it's coming to Switch. It's like, all right, well, great.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's one of those things that's a huge deal to the people that care. It's not going to sell systems to play Stardew Valley.
Sure, but
like,
again, it's going to keep you happy if you're the
Yeah.
type who bought the Switch and you bought it on the promise of, like Colin, Zelda, and Mario.
Yeah.
And like me, Mario Kart. How you doing?
And then in addition to those games, because those are the 17 they showed in the showcase, there was over 60 games. There's a little thing with a bunch of pictures of them, and that included Minecraft coming as well. A couple of notes are Towerfall Ascension coming to it, Oceanhorn. Monsters
That was
Uncharted
weird.
Seas.
Oceanhorn coming to Vita. It's like, yeah, awesome. Oceanhorn coming to Switch is like, we already have a Zelda on the go at all times. Like, more power to you. I thought Nintendo would sue your ass, not put you on your console, but great.
Thumper.
Oh, really? I
The
didn't see that. I missed
PSVR
that.
game, yeah, which is like that's kind of weird and super awesome. That game's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very like it is what it is and kind of shallow, just a rhythm game.
Sure.
But I had a lot of fun with it when I played it in VR. Playing it without VR might take away the coolness of it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll definitely give it another shot because I like rhythm games. Duck Game. It seems like they're just getting all the Steam games that people do Let's Plays of.
Gotcha.
So that's cool. And then in addition to Duck Game, there was the Ultimate Chicken Horse.
So
It's that type of game, right?
Well. Yeah.
Tower Fall Ascension style, just fun multiplayer stuff, which is again going to be perfect on this thing.
That's the whole point of the Switch, right?
Toe Gem and Earl, Back in the Groove. Don't know much about this. It's some game that was kickstarted.
Yeah.
It was obviously Toe Jam and Earl. And what were your Toe Jam and Earl thoughts?
I like it. I thought that game was cool back in the day, and I think that they're making that new one. So it's I don't think it's they're going to resonate with many people. That studio did Doki Doki Universe, I think. I think that was our last game. So they need a hit.
I don't know if Toe Jam and Earl's going to be it.
Yeah, no.
Good, more power to them.
Yep.
Go for it. I always remember Toe Jam and Earl had the Gotta Get Genesis commercial that then they eventually started putting Spider-Man into it too. Yeah, that's what it was all about.
That's all I got.
Toe Jam and Earl Genesis.
Hollow Knight, which is, I'm looking forward to that game so goddamn much.
I don't know what it is.
It
Give
is.
me the
Kev,
lowdown.
Kev, pull up Hollow Knight on YouTube. It's a Metroidvania style game with beautiful art style. Like, it's that black and white. It's like art style wise, it's like if Cuphead and Limbo were like, yo, let's fuck.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool. I'm excited for it. It just came out on Steam a couple weeks ago, but I'm staying away from that. It's getting really good reviews. It was going to be coming to the Wii U, but now it's coming to Switch instead.
Fuck that Wii U. Fuck it into the dirt. Here we go. Here comes Hollow Knight. Kevin's bringing it over. Oh, okay.
It's too small for us to really see, but it does have that Cuphead aesthetic of like beautifully animated explosions and a lot of shit like that. So,
Kevin, after this, will you please play the movie Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon as well?
That was
Elizabeth
No
Shue.
longer on Netflix.
Oh, fucking Jesus.
And then Jackbox Party Pack 3, which again, it's just good that the Switch is also getting a lot of the games that should just be everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled with all of this stuff. Like, this is why these games speak to me. These are the type of things I like to play. And then plus the Nintendo AAA exclusives or AA exclusives or whatever they are. And then plus you add Virtual Console. And I'm like, I'm super sold. I mean, I'm already sold in it, but like,
Obviously.
I'm happy. They're keeping me happy with it.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, for me, I want to see the rollout and how it comes. I want to know if there is going to be a date. I want to know where Virtual Console is, but I continue to be happy.
Yeah. So I hope that they continue with this. And I just like that. If this showcase was any indication of how Nintendo is going to try to handle its presentations going forward and how it puts its information out there, I think that they're in good hands. Again, this goes back to I think that the presentation was too Japanese and like too centralized in how they used to do things instead of how things are done now.
Sure.
And this is how things are done now. This was the indie version of Sony's PlayStation E3 conference last year and the year before.
Oh, right. Here's
It's
games
just
and games and games and games. Yeah.
Games. And
Well, this is they should learn from this and do all their presentations here and not have Japan do anything anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially releases of
I'm sure we're going to be talking about this a lot in the coming months, but I'm interested in what they do at E3.
Yeah.
Is it a conference? If it is a conference, who's on stage?
I don't think it'll be a conference.
You know?
I think it'll be direct. I think direct to directs.
Showcases. Whatever it is, a showcase, whatever. But okay, then who's in the showcase? Is it the
Big Reg.
Koizuma or whatever his name is?
Big Reg.
I hope it's Reggie. We haven't seen Reggie talk about the Switch in this style of video, right? Like we saw him talk in New York and stuff like that, and an elevator, yeah. Like he gave a little kind of intro to us before we played the games, but like we haven't seen him do one of his little, marketing things.
Yeah, now that I like the Switch, I say bring back the puppets. Give me another one where you're all Muppets. That was fun. Why not? I hated it at the time because I was like, just show me your games. And now,
but now you're like,
I already
bring
bought
out
the damn
Muppets.
thing. Just fucking bring out the Muppets. You remember these Muppets, Kev?
Yeah.
Kev never forgets a good Muppet.
Them good Muppets. Give me 1 second. I need to respond to an important text.
Colin, did you ever care about the Muppets? You don't strike me as you're ever a Grover kind of guy. The only one I ever cared was Big Bird. Oh, now I'm bringing them all together, aren't I? Muppets were the Kermit the Frog and all that.
Yeah, Grover's not a Muppet.
No, you're right. He's just another fucking shitty puppet.
I cared about him.
So you like Sesame Street? You're down with Sesame Street. The Muppets was a bridge too
I
far.
like Sesame Street a lot.
Oscar the Grouch was okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
he was
like
a
that
big
fucking.
inspiration for
I
me.
didn't. I didn't like that dopey Snuffleupagus guy. All right, get out of here. Get out of here.
Snuffleupagus.
Nobody, get off of here. You're some kind of weird. Well, and it wasn't it. Big Bird could only see him for a little while.
What's up, beautiful? You're still here? Well, thanks for that. You can subscribe to youtube.com/kindafunny right there. Or you can subscribe to youtube.com/kindafunnygames right there. Or you can subscribe to us on Patreon and give us money and help my dreams come true right here. Love you.